As is the cyclical nature of power in this world, it often changes hands. But in this instance, we are not talking about the fleeting authority of human rulers. This is a tale of divine power. Long before Zeus rose to be the ruler of the gods, his father, Cronus, held dominion over the cosmos. Together with his mother and wife, Rhea, he ruled the heavens, the earth, and even the darkest abysses of the underworld. Cronus's ascent to power began when he overthrew his own father, Uranus. However, an oracle foretold that he too would be overthrown by one of his children, just as he had done to Uranus. In a desperate attempt to avoid this fate, Cronus devoted himself to devouring each of his children, whole at birth. Yet, as the saying goes, there is no armor against fate. Rhea, weary of Cronus's paranoia, secretly saved her youngest child, Zeus, by hiding him away. Eventually, Zeus came of age and sought to claim the throne and free his siblings. Disguising himself as Cronus's cupbearer, Zeus slipped a magical potion into his father's wine. The potion caused Cronus to vomit up all the children he had swallowed, now fully grown. With the truth revealed, it didn't take much for Zeus to rally his siblings to his side, setting the stage for a new era in the divine order. Thus began the Titanomachy, a prolonged war that would grind on for 10 grueling years. On one side stood the Titans, the old rulers led by Cronus. They were fearsome, their power as ancient as the universe itself. On the other side, Zeus gathered his siblings and allies, the Olympians. From their stronghold on Mount Olympus, they fought for freedom and a new order. As the war waged on, the Olympians quickly discovered how determined to hold on to power the Titans were. The earth shook and the heavens trembled as the two sides clashed. In their might, the Titans hurled mountains and rivers as weapons, while the Olympians summoned storms and earthquakes. In fact, it is said that the evidence of this great conflict is to this day preserved in Thessaly, where the country is imprinted with the marks of some great natural convulsions. As the war raged on and with neither side gaining ground, Zeus realized that the Olympians couldn't win this on their own. And so he pulled out a wild card that went on to change the course of the war. You see, during Cronus's reign, he'd imprisoned creatures known as the Cyclopes in Tartarus, the darkest part of the underworld. It was for good reason, too. For the Cyclopes were giants of 100 arms and 50 heads. Zeus went ahead to free them in exchange for their help in winning the war. As a show of gratitude, the Cyclopes forged thunderbolts for the Olympians to use as weapons. Armed with these divine weapons, the tide of the battle began to turn. Zeus unleashed his thunderbolts, splitting the sky and scorching the earth. One by one, the Titans fell. Most of them were cast into the deepest pits of Tartarus, where they would remain imprisoned forever, their rule broken and forgotten. Atlas, the strongest of them, was condemned to hold up the heavens for eternity. Unfortunately, the taste of victory and power didn't last forever. Gaia, the mother of the Titans, became very bitter with Zeus for depriving her children of their birthright. As punishment, she created a dreadful monster called Typhoeus, or Typhon, and unleashed it on Mount Olympus. Typhon was a giant who shot flames from his eyes, nostrils, and mouth, and from whose torso 100 dragon heads arose. In all of Greek mythology, he was the most horrifying and feared beast of all. In his ascent to the ruling place of the gods, he incessantly let out such blood-curdling screams that the gods fled Mount Olympus in terror and sought refuge in Egypt. In mortal fear of being pursued by this monster, the gods there assumed the form of different animals. Zeus became a ram, while Hera, his wife and sister, took the form of a cow. With time, however, Zeus became ashamed of his cowardly escape. For Pete's sake, he was supposed to be the ruler of the skies, earth, and all gods, he thought to himself. With renewed resolve, he returned to Mount Olympus, where he violently fought Typhon and sought to slay him with his powerful thunderbolts. After a long and fierce struggle, Zeus once again emerged victorious. But his victory was short-lived, for Gaia unleashed Enceladus, another formidable giant, to avenge Typhon. However, emboldened by his previous victory, Zeus was quick to defeat the giant. Instead of killing the beast, Zeus bound him with adamantine chains in a burning cave under Mount Etna. In early times before Enceladus accepted his fate, he expressed his rage with terrific outcries, imprecations, and groans. Sometimes he'd even breathe forth fire and flames, which would shoot straight through the mountain and into the skies above. Nevertheless, the unrelenting passage of time has since cooled his resentment, and the giant is now content with an occasional change of position, which creates earthquakes all around the region of Mount Etna. Back to Zeus. As he basked in the glory of conquering his enemies, he understood that ruling the entire cosmos would be no easy feat. Thus, he portioned it all into lots. Poseidon claimed the seas and the rivers, and henceforth wore a symbolic crown of marine shells and aquatic plants. Zrania, Hades the underworld, and Zeus the sky and the earth. Hades, the most somber of the trio, took for himself the throne of Tartarus and all of the underworld that has never known sunlight. Finally, Zeus made himself the ruler of all gods, the whole of the world, and the heavens. Essentially, the supreme ruler of the cosmos. Gradually, the Titans reconciled themselves to their fate, and peace reigned all over the world. At least for a while. If you have enjoyed this video, make sure to smash the like button and subscribe for more content. It helps this channel reach more audience, which in return helps us create more videos for you guys. Don't forget to share, and leave a comment too. Until next time, take care.